Hey guys, good evening, good afternoon. How are you guys doing today? Hopefully everybody's doing great. So today I wanted to do another video to help you guys to enhance and create and manifest your reality. So today I want to talk about manifestation as far as creating and then starting over. There's a myth that's out there that when we are desiring or creating our reality or whatever we desire to come into our lives, you know, if we fall off or if we have bad days or we lose a little bit of focus, then we have to start all over again. Well, this is impossible because this defies the laws of physics, and we're going to talk about that in a minute. But first, I just want to keep you updated on some things that I'm working on to help you guys to become more deliberate creators and to help our universe and our world develop a connective consciousness, because when one succeeds as a collective group, then we all can benefit. All right, so what I've done, I've designed a website now. It's markahoughton.com. Within the website, there's courses that you can take now that has every video that I've ever put out in terms that you can understand them, from your subconscious, conscious, quantum physics, how your mind works, universal laws of energy dynamics. You can all put them together in a short course. What that does, it actually prepares you now if you desire to get coached. Now we can get into the coaching program where we can work on conditioning your ego, your conditioned mind, to recondition it so that you can be back in control. Okay, so that's created that. Now the other good part that I've created now a limiting belief section. So I've just created a format where it's automated, where all you have to do is answer a few questions, and based on the answer you've given these questions, I can determine what your limiting beliefs are, and then you'll be forwarded to a section where you'll get the corresponding brainwave frequencies to use, and you will eliminate your limiting beliefs in about 21 to 28 days. Why 21 to 28 days? Well, that's how our brain works. It shows us that our brain learns habits within 21 to 28 days. So go ahead, take advantage of that now. It's markahoughton.com, and I'll put a description of the video below. So let's get back now to show you how you can continue to create momentum to attract and create your reality. So let's talk about manifesting or allowing what you want. So say, for example, you're desiring a new career, maybe a new house, maybe a new vehicle, or maybe even the lottery. You want to win the lottery, and you're desiring it and you're putting it out. But all of a sudden you may lose focus, you get distracted, you have bad days. The question becomes, Mark, do I have to start over again to create it? Answer is no. What you actually do, you actually put it on pause. Okay, it's like a movie. Let's say we're watching a movie and the movie's 1 hour. You can pause the movie. You can actually watch a movie in 1 hour, because the less you pause it, the time allows, you'll finish it up. But you can also take you 3 hours to watch a 1 hour movie. Why? Because if you continue pausing it, you're delaying the completion of the movie. So that is similar to how it works. And what this is known as in quantum physics is referred to as superposition state. So what is a superposition state? Well, a superposition state means that all quantum particles, which create you and I, they exist simultaneously. So what's an example? Okay, a superposition state is, let's say for example, you're manifesting a lottery win, okay, a lottery jackpot. You start thinking about it. Then the minute you get distracted and you lose focus, do you believe that, man, I have to start all over again from the beginning? No. What actually happens in a quantum superposition state is that both realities exist simultaneously. So what does it mean? Well, the reality of you, or the probability of you achieving your desire, that's still there. Also, the probability of you not achieving it, it's still there. So what happens? It based on your thought energy focus. So what you focus on, you will create. So say for example, you lose focus and you start to think negative. You were creating a reality of attracting a lot of money through the lottery. But you lose your focus and something happens, your family member, they get you distracted. What happens, Mark? Do I have to start all over? No, the minute you lose focus, you're back in a superposition state. That means the quantum particle, the matter, it freezes, it stops. It's right there still existing. And until you go back, you pick back up where you left off. See that? So you never have to start all over. So if anybody tells you or anyone teaches that, hey, you have to start over, you have to use the physics, it's impossible to do that, because quantum particles create you and I and associate everything in our reality. Keep in mind, the things that look real are created from things that are not physically real. I mean, they're energy. So everything begins from a particle and an energy standpoint. So that is what happens. So now, here's a big question. So how fast you manifest your desires, now it depends on you. Let's go back to the movie format. You can either finish your movie in 1 hour, which you can get your desire in months, weeks, even maybe a year, or you can finish your movie in 3 hours, which means even years or decades. It just depends on your ability to what? To not get distracted by your conditioned ego mind. The minute you're distracted, and here's some of the forms your ego distracts you with: fear, doubt, worry, time. It's the biggest one. How? Why? Trying to figure out the intricate details. If you're doing that, you're in a superposition state of pause. That means you're in your ego. That means you're not creating. In other words, let's get to the point. You're just referring to your subconscious mind as, hey guy, I got this, I don't need you, I will use my conditioned analytical thinking mind to do it. And here's where you're wrong. Can't figure it out, man. That mind is limited, so you're wasting time. So why not focus and keep your mind in the present? This is the great thing about this website that I've created. You can master it, and then it can take you 1 month to get a coaching program and a coaching session with me. Therefore, we can work and create and show you how you can design and take back your mind, your ego. You learn the steps, you learn the methods, you learn how to talk to your mind, and you will condition it. You can get it in as little as months. Okay? That's important. Now, let's talk about something else that's very important. Now, there's a particle that we've recently discovered in 2012. Okay? We call it the God particle. Why do we call it the God particle? Well, the name of the particle is Higgs boson. It's based on the physicist that discovered it. And this particle we discovered now is the particle that is responsible for giving mass to every particle in our universe. Everything. Without this particle, nothing exists. That's why we call it the God particle. It's a particle that is responsible for giving mass to everything. Without mass, you cannot have completion. Okay? So what's so important about that? Well, now we know that everything has a cause and effect, just like we were learning in quantum physics. There's another proof. With a cause becomes an effect. So whatever you focus on, you create that cause, that energy, the momentum. The effect will be the results of what you focus on with thought, energy, anything included. Okay? So the Higgs boson showed us that there is an intelligent creator, or God, that creates and designs everything for us. It has a cause and effect. So everything you do, you will have a cause, and you will create the effect. So if you can cause somebody to get wealthy, cause somebody to get a desire before you, then your effect will come back from the universe multiplied. It's just a natural law of physics, my friends. So keep that in mind. Here's something else to keep in mind. You and I weren't even supposed to be here. We weren't even supposed to exist, but yet we are. How do we know this? Well, physicists, we've just recently discovered this again. We just recently discovered that we weren't supposed to be here. A few months ago, maybe up to a year. What happens is we've discovered that the Big Bang is when everything started to manifest. The Big Bang created everything, energy, light. That's when God activated the Big Bang. Boom, our universe was created. That's the cause. Here's something we learned. Every particle has a counterparticle. So we have matter, we have antimatter. You and I, we're based on carbon. So we're a carbon particle. So we're on a positive spectrum. We're a matter. And then you have antimatter, which has the probability of universes existing in antimatter format, meaning the opposite of you, opposite of me. Probability. But here's what happens now. In order for everything to exist, we must have both equal parts. Matter, antimatter. Okay? In other words, it won't exist. But here's the thing about matter and antimatter. They cannot come together. If they meet, they create an explosion. They destroy everything. Okay? Because two particles are not they're not attractive, or they're not balanced together. But we do need them to exist. But here's the thing now. When the Big Bang occurred, there were more antimatter rather than matter. We just discovered that. So now we're scratching our head and saying, wait a minute. There's more antimatter than matter. It's impossible for us to be here, but yet we are still here. Think about that. Equal parts have to exist in order for us to be here, but yet matter, there was more antimatter than matter. That means if there's more antimatter, the antimatter apparently destroyed the matter, therefore we cannot be here. So it needs to be more matter than antimatter, okay? Or equal portions. But the opposite now is more antimatter than matter. What does that show us? Well, it shows us that there is something or someone or some intelligent force, God the universe, intelligent designer, that we are here for a purpose. Everything you're witnessing and experiencing means that you were brought here to create, to prosper, to teach, to help. And you do this with what is given as your consciousness, especially your subconscious higher self, that part that exists in that quantum dimension. So keep that in mind, guys. Now we know that we aren't supposed to be here, yet we are here. What does that say about us? What does that say about the science? Well, now we're scratching our heads, because now we're saying, well, so now it's forcing science to think on a new level, to accept that there has to be a creator, an intelligent designer, which I believe is God, and he's the one that creates and manifests everything. Okay? And you have the power. I give it to you to prosper. Look, the reason why you're in lack and the reason why you're in scarcity is how your mind works, because you were taught and conditioned to believe it. See, the reason why I'm bringing this stuff out right now, guys, is because there's only 10% of the world's population that has access or knows this secret. 90% of every individual in the world has no idea how it works. Okay? Now you have the power to create and master your mind. Okay? This is how it works. Now, with this website I've created, now you can use the tools to achieve it. You can start to actually bring it in, to attract it now. Okay? So remember that. You are here for a purpose. You weren't meant to be suffering lack. The reason why you were lack is because how you were conditioned. So what we have to do, we have to form a new radical way to think. That's what I'm teaching you here, a radical way to think, because it all begins with perception. Now we know what reality really is. Now we know how everything is formed, and now we know how all things come together. And once you can put it in with thought, energy, focus, emotion, feelings, boom, will manifest. All right? So the website, markahoughton.com, and also feel free to be a member of the Facebook group which I've created, which is growing tremendously now because of so much results that are being produced, because this is how the universe works. Look, this cannot fail. Cannot. It's impossible. If you follow the procedures, you cannot fail. It's a scientific fact. This is how it's proven. This is how the universe works. Everything is in a cosmic order. And once you do this and apply it, you will see for yourself. Now you can reach the website, the Facebook group, Manifesting Lauded Winnings Using Consciousness and Law of Attraction. And I'll put a description again. I'll post a link to the website, markahoughton.com. Visit, learn, create, and master. So now you know another myth that's been broken, that you do not have to start over. It's impossible. What you desire has already been created. It's just there. All you do is put your thought energy to it and get out from the ego. That's all it says. The less you're distracted, the faster it comes. The more you're distracted, the longer it takes. It's that simple. One mind create, one doesn't. Higher mind, subconscious, creates. Ego mind, reality, illusion, cannot create. Okay? So keep those in mind, guys. And I will keep the new videos coming so you guys can have awareness. So now you can shift your way to a new revolutionary way to think, how to think. And this will create your desired life. Thank you.